G'day viewers and welcome to this episode of PB's Retro Restorations. If this is your first time here, I'd like to say thank you for taking a punt on my channel. It's much appreciated. I hope you like what you find here. And to my regular viewers, a big thank you for sticking with me. I truly value your support. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you on board as a close personal friend of PB. Today, July 19th, marks 10 years since the legendary James Garner left us, and while he appeared in a ton of great shows like The Great Escape and Maverick, my absolute favourite was always going to be The Rockford Files, which ran from 1974 to 1980. I'm sure most of my viewers will be familiar with the show, but if you're not, it's the adventures of a private detective that charges $200 a day, plus expenses, to investigate cases, preferring to use his fast talking rather than his fists to solve problems, all while living out of a mobile home on the LA coast. His vehicle is a gold Pontiac Firebird Esprit, which was updated each year during the show's run. As you can see, several different years of Firebirds were used, but for the last 3 years they stuck with the 77 because apparently Mr. Garner didn't like the look of the 79s. But for today, I'm going to make one of the earlier versions with the black bumpers, and I'm using this Matchbox number 4 Firebird to do it. I'm going to make a special little presentation box for it too. So as Jim Rockford says, let's get crack-a-lacking, and at the tone, leave your name and message. I'll get back to you. Okay, that chrome interior is obviously going to have to go. What else is going to have to go is the two bulges that go all the way through the hood. The Matchbox is obviously based on a Firebird formula. Jim's was a Firebird Esprit, which just had a flat bonnet. So we're going to have to address that. And hopefully I can come up with a solution for that orange windscreen, which just looks awful. Now in this one, I'm just smoothing over the posts, getting them ready to tap out for cap screws. One of my biggest strokes of genius, I started grinding down those two bulges so I could sort out the hood, and then later on I thought, well, haven't you got another one of those in the they use this casting for years, and they modified it later to not have the bulges when they made it into a 1979 Pontiac. And if I'd been smart, I would have just got the interior out of one of those, and it would have saved me filing and grinding, wouldn't it? And maybe I could have saved this one for a factory resto down the track, but I don't think that quickly. Alright, so once I got it down to the level I wanted, I put a little bit of tape over to stop it sticking to the Tamiya putty that I'm going to use to fill in those holes. First layer looks a little bit messy, of course, which it is, but I filed it down, then applied a little bit more and sanded it down. You'll see me sanding it down, but yeah, I put 2 layers on it. Jim's Pontiac has what I believe are called Rally 2 Pontiac wheels, and I'm 99% sure they're the same rims that they use on Holden HQ Monaros here in Australia. So I went online and I purchased a file for some GTS rims. I shrunk them down, I put a tyre on them, and then I resized them to match the same size as the original Matchbox ones. With the benefit of hindsight, I should have made them a little bit bigger because the wheel arches on this casting are huge. It's a pretty weirdly proportioned casting, to be honest, viewers. Anyway, you work with what you've got. So after I've resized it and rotated it, put some supports on it, I would just generate some extra ones. I always print, a couple more just in case they fail. But they didn't fail and they came out really good, as you'll see. I almost forgot to add that James Esprit has white walls on it, so I put a groove in the 3D print so that when I printed them out I can try and hopefully do the same style white wall on them. So here they are printed out, looking good. Just got to paint them and try and make them human, and hopefully my idea with the white walls works. Here it is. The putty's dry now. This is after the second layer. Now just got to sand it into smoothness and hopefully get it looking good, and you won't be able to see the holes through the putty with any luck. We'll see. I also took the chance to remove a couple of the casting lines, not all of them obviously, but there was a big one around the boot, which is probably kind of supposed to be there anyway, but well, it's gone now. Can't bring it back. Now why I thought polishing the base while the wheels were still on it was a good idea, I don't know, because I'm going to take them off anyway, of course. So I want to try and use the original axles. I figured that was the best way to go, so I just cut the old wheels off. They were knackered, viewers, there was no reusing them. That way I don't have to destroy the base getting those axles out, because it's one of those ones where the axles are actually sort of moulded into the base. This way I can just slide the axles out, and when I get my 3D printed ones finished, I can just drill little holes, put the axles in, everything will be good with any luck. There we go, that's better, you idiot. Anyway. Of course, I should have sprayed the silver before I sprayed the black, but again, thinking's not always my strong point, viewers. So here I am spraying the rim silver, and of course I'm going to have to redo the black. Now, for the body, I'm just using a straight Tamiya gold right out of the bottle. I didn't mix it. I didn't try and. I know Jim's Pontiac was a special gold, but as you can see from those photos at the start, it did vary slightly between manufacturing years. I think it looks the part. On this bit'll make you laugh, viewers. Made me laugh, not. After I put a little bit more paint in, I went to use it again and it's not spraying. I'm thinking it cannot have dried. It must have jammed in there. I just thought, try back burbling it. Nah, I'm going to have to tip the paint out and clean it, and it really gave me the shits. And then I got up, and what do you know?
What an idiot. Put my chair on the airbrush line, viewers. Thought it was blocked. An idiot.
So yes, I'd either had the foot of my chair or my foot on the air line, but that was why it wasn't working. I'd stopped the flow of the air, like, oh, swear to God. So as I mentioned before, I should have done the silver before I did the black. So now that I've done the silver, I just got my paint pen and went round the tyre faces with that. Of course, the tread around the sides is still silver, and I'll have to rectify that. But for the time being, I just wanted to see if that bit with the white wall would work. I'm no chance of painting all the little parts that are supposed to be black on these rims, so I'm just using a bit of black wash to bring out the detail. I think I might have made them a little bit too deep dish too. I think Jim's are a bit shallower, but I think they look okay. Stripping the chrome off that interior so I can spray paint it an appropriate colour. It's just oven cleaner. Make sure you wear a mask, viewers. I'll just let that sit overnight and everything will be good. Bought some micro mesh sponges after reading about some on Facebook the other day, and set to work to clean up the orange glass. I wasn't real happy about having to use that, but you know, until I can make my own glass, that's what I've got. I used all the regular methods as well, and I still couldn't quite get it right. But then later on, I had an epiphany, viewers. They don't come around very often, but well, I'll show you when we get to it. I used my black pen to do the bumpers on the front and the rear. The rear bumper I realise is missing a bit on the end. A bit more time and I would have fixed it. But I think this is a project I will revisit.
Use for your print.
I mentioned before when I was doing the 3D print that I put a little groove that I hoped I'd be able to put some white pen in to simulate the white walls, and it actually worked really well. I just filled it in with white and then I went around and cleaned the edges up with a cotton bud, and no, I think it worked really well. There's a couple of different things, well, a couple of things I would do differently next time with the wheels. I wouldn't make them so deep, and I didn't use a bright enough silver on the hubs. They're a little bit dark in the end, but I'm pleased the experiment with the white walls worked. There's no reason you couldn't do it with red as well, I guess. Make some red lines.
Might just work, viewers.
Thought I might be able to run some red ink into the taillights, but it didn't work, so I used a technique I've used before and made a decal for them instead. First I take as square a picture as I can of where the decal is going on the diecast, then I try to find as square a picture of the taillights of the actual car I can. I'll then pick the straighter of the left or right hand side, straighten it out some more, copy, paste and flip it, so I now have asymmetrical left and right taillights, and using the image of the diecast as a template, finoodle it to make a decal that fits, because as you can see, scale accuracy is not a strong point of 70s Matchbox. With that done, I measure the diecast and do a test print, check it fits before committing to a colour print on laserjet decal paper, and we're good to go. I realise this is just a skim over the process. Should I do a full video on the technique? If you'd like to see that, let me know in the comments, and you know, I'll try and rustle something up. When I sprayed the wheels, I neglected to spray the back of them, and they got some silver on them as well, so I just stuck them all face down on the paper, and I'm going to spray them black. So here's the special box that I designed to put it in. Just grabbed some images off the internet, did some disco dancing and printed it out. It's probably my favourite part of the project this time. It came out really good. I think it came out better than the car, but anyway. So I printed the decals on clear laserjet paper, and because I've done that, and because it helps, I paint some chrome silver on the back where the decal's going to go, and that way when I put the clear decal over it, it has a bit of a chrome reflection behind it. Well, that's the theory anyway. It's a bit hard to tell sometimes when it's such a small scale.
Okay. You might remember this one I did a while back. I noticed it had clear glass in it. I'm really hoping, I know the glass will fit, but whether it will fit with the interior, I'm not sure. If I don't have to modify it, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Yep. We're good. Miracles do happen.
The eagle-eyed among you will notice that I've trimmed the front of the interior off because the bulges, or what was left of them, were poking through and almost broke through the putty and brought it to a screeching halt. I really shouldn't leave things to the last minute, viewers, but anyway. Alright, as I said, I'm really pleased with how the carton came out. I think I did a very good job of it. Yeah, I'm quite proud of it. And just like that, as if by magic, with, not really any grief that wasn't self-inflicted, we're done. Here we are, back at the start with my Matchbox number 4 Pontiac Firebird. Really like that blue. I'm going to do a straight restoration of one of these one day. But anyway, this is what I started with, and this is what we're left with now. Ta-da! I'm going to say almost $1 million, viewers. I really like how the front end looks. The hubs should be a lot brighter silver, and probably not quite as deep. The decal on the backs worked well. I really wish I'd picked up that busted bumper a bit earlier. I like the gold. I'm not sure that the glass from the T-top, despite being the same casting, quite fits in there properly, but I don't know, it looks pretty good all round. And I love the Rockford Files so much. I'm definitely going to do another one. I wish they'd bring out a model kit of an Esprit, but you can't get one. Tons of Trans Ams, but no Esprits, and they are different. I just love the Rockford Files so much. I just wanted to do something to mark the 10th anniversary of James Garner's passing, and yeah, they don't make stars like that anymore, viewers. I hope you've liked the video. Thanks for watching to the end, viewers. If you've liked this video, why not give it a thumbs up? Maybe leave a comment, check out some of my other videos, and maybe consider subscribing. That'd be awesome. It really does help the channel to grow. And don't forget to click the bell for alerts. That way you'll never miss a second of what some have called the greatest channel on the internet. Next episode, I've got a regular old school restoration for you. Not that there's anything ever regular about the quality restorations on this channel. What a carrot dangle, viewers. Anyway, have a great weekend, a safe weekend, and I hope to see you all next time here on PB's Retro Restorations. Tell your friends. Bye!